Hello everyone, Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic. Happy Tuesday night. It's Tuesday Night Lights. Hope you're having a fabulous day. I am really excited to be here because it is my 15th Stamping Up anniversary today. So, I know I'm a bit early. I thought I'd be organised today. So, I'm hoping everyone's having a fabulous night and yeah. So if you're watching, make sure you say hello in the comments below. And we'll get started in just a second because it's 7 o'clock now. And I know tonight's project is a little bit tricky. So I'm going to have to keep my wits about me, and I thought we would make a hide and seek card. And it's been a while since I've made one of these, so I'm hoping that it will work just fine. Again, if you're watching, make sure you say hello in the comments and make sure you share it. Hi Glenda! Hi Marie! Lovely to see you both. Well, today is my 15th year with Stamping Up. Oh, I've got dirty hands, I've got ink all over me. So I thought I'd just make one card tonight, but it's going to be a bit of a fancy card. And yeah, my celebrations today for 15 years haven't quite gone according to plan, but that's quite okay. So today I'm making what we call a hide and seek card now. It just pops open like that. Thanks, Glenda. Yeah, there are times I didn't think I would make 15 years, let me tell you. So this is our little card. Ours that we're making today will be a little bit different. So when you open it, this bit here slips down and this little bit pops up. So it's a little bit tricky. So we're making it in these colours, but not using the same stamp set. Like this was very, very plain as my prototype. I used the My Small Business stamp set and the Country Lace designer series paper. So yeah, I'm a bit excited, Marie. I think, thank you, Glenda. I think it is a cute card. It's a bit tricky, so I have to keep my wits about me. The little mechanism that pops in and out is a bit tricky. So let's go through what we need for our card. I'm not messing about today. Oh, we've got 6 people watching, so if you're watching, please say hello and let me know how you're doing, because I can't always see who's watching in the comments. Hey Leah! Oh, thank you. Alright, so to start off we're going to need a card base, and this isn't a standard size card base. This is 14 centimetres. So I'm working in centimetres today, which I never do, but years and years ago I made this card, and it was, all my instructions were in centimetres. Hi Glenda! Leah, I hope you enjoyed the Creativity Now on Saturday. We missed you. I've got a prezi for you. Well, I've got one for all of my team members, and I've got one for your downline as well. So I'll have to get that to you. So we need our card base, which is 14 centimetres by 20 centimetres, and it's scored on the long edge at the 10 centimetre mark. We also need a piece of basic grey. Now, I've got lines all over this. And this is 12.5 centimetres by 9 centimetres. Okay. You'll also need a piece, 2 pieces that are 4 centimetres by 4.5 centimetres. You'll need another piece of grey, which is, that one is 8.5 by 5. Right. Then, so we'll do some of the easy stuff first. Then you'll need whatever you need to decorate it, right? You also need pattern paper. So, I'm using the Country Lace pattern paper, and I've got a piece that is 13.5 centimetres by 9.5. Then 2 pieces that are different, that are 7.5 by 9.5. Okay. And then you'll need these little pieces here, and they are 3.5 by 4. So you'll need 2 the same. Well, they don't have to be the same. And then another piece, which is 8 centimetres by 4.5. So we've got, this is a tricky card, all right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the easy bits first, and then we'll go from there. And I have prepared my mechanism, partially prepared my mechanism, because I think that it will just make it a bit quicker, but I will take a photo of all the scoring lines and everything. I'm so glad you could enjoy it, Leah. Yeah. All right. So we've got our piece that is 14 by 20. And we folded it in half. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put it in so the short edge is in your trimmer, and at the line the bottom of it up with the 8 centimetre mark. Then grab your cutting tool and put it on that score line there. So you've got your 8 centimetres there, so it's 8 centimetres from the bottom, and we're just going to cut that down. Then we're going to turn it 90 degrees, and then going to cut from that score line, along the score line, from the cut line, all the way up to the top. All right, so you can put this piece aside. You don't need that really. I wonder if that's, yeah, all right. So we're going to do the easiest bits first. So quick wins. All right. Yeah. So, have you ever had one of those days that doesn't go to plan? Today was one of those days. I've been working all day on a little video about my 15 years, and yeah, it's taken me all day. I'm just going to stick my pattern paper, the biggest piece of pattern paper, on the inside of the card. Okay. Just to Now I'm using a basic grey. I could have used a Pebble Path, or I could have used a Misty Moonlight if I had one. Alright, so I'm just going to get my bone folder and just press that down. Make sure there's no little air bubbles in it. Then we're going to put a piece of the same pattern on the inside of the card. Now, you can turn it over if you like. I think it looks nice. Now, I probably first made this card about 14 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. So I remade it yesterday, and please forgive me if my brain isn't working 100% and it doesn't work out, all right? Because it's been a long time between makes, all right? And how are you, Glenda and Marie? I forgot to ask how you're going. Next thing we're going to do is stick our next piece of pattern paper to the front of the card. So now this paper's part of the suite that goes with the Country Birdhouse stamp set. And it's very lovely. Okay, so you can see that there's, and the reason we're using glue is because glue gives you a bit of wiggle room. So, and I will put up all the measurements when I share the finished card, and I'll put up the little template for the scoring mechanism. You're okay now? Well, thank you. Hi, Heather. Welcome to my 15th anniversary celebration, Heather. I've even got soft drink. It's a school night. Can't have anything else more than that. I'm going to get these little pieces here, and this is what we call a hide and seek card, and I am going to put some glue on the back of this bit. So as I said, we're doing our quick wins first because you won't like me when I do the next bit. Okay. So yeah. So I was having a look at, I had a coaching session last week, and my my business coach asked me how I would like to celebrate my 15 years. And I said, well, ideally, I'd like to celebrate by rounding off my 15th year as a demonstrator, which in Stamping Up Years is October, with earning the incentive trip. And she said, well, you actually need to ask people to help you. And I've felt a bit funny about that. But I am the closest I have ever been in my life to earning the incentive trip. So I'm going to ask for help. So if I have ever helped you with through my videos while teaching you a technique, or if you've ever bought from me and you've appreciated my service, or bought from my garage sale, I would really appreciate that in the next 60 days, if you could buy something from me. Whether that be you stock up on your Christmas items, or such as cardstock and envelopes for your Christmas crafting, or for Father's Day, or you consider giving kits for Christmas. If you ever want to do any of those things, I would really appreciate your help in helping me achieve this trip. It's something that only 1% of the demonstrators ever achieve, or less than 1% actually. I think it's 0.01. And there's a reason. Part of the reason I'd like to achieve it is because I want to achieve it so I can take my husband, who has been supporting me for the last 15 years, whether it be through just letting his house get to overrun people or anything like that. I want to give him an all expenses paid holiday, which I haven't been able to do. Hi Kerry, thank you for joining us for my 15th anniversary party. Speaking of parties, I've got my catalogue launch party on Saturday, and it is going to be more of a party and a celebration and a sneak peek of the new online exclusives than it is an actual launch party. So, all right. So, I've stuck those bits together. I'm going to just move them to one side for now. And let's talk about this piece that is 9 centimetres by 12 centimetres. Now you can see here I have got lots of lines on it. So Kerry and Heather, I hope you're well. Okay, now, so what I've done, so the first thing you need to do with this 12 by 9 piece of paper, you need to grab your ruler and you need to do some markings. So now, this is where I get confused, because my instructions that I had from 15 years ago or 14 years ago are a bit skew-if. So what I did here is I did, on the short side, I marked a 2 centimetre and a 5 centimetre and drew a line all the way across. Now you're not going to see this, right? Oh, Heather, I'm so sorry that you've got COVID. Oh, but I'm glad you had a wonderful cruise. That's the problem. We went to Bali and brought back a souvenir that we didn't want. So I totally get that. Oh, that's great to hear, Kerry. And that's great too, Glenda. All right. So we've marked it, did a line at 2 centimetres and 5 centimetres. And then here, I did a little teeny line at 0.5 centimetre and at 3.5 centimetres, right? And over here I've done a little teeny line at 3.5 centimetres. And then I turned it round and I did a line at 1 centimetre, and then over from that was so then I moved my ruler and did another 1.5, 1.5. So these are all centimetres. 4.5, 1, 1.5. Right? So then, what I've highlighted in pink is the places where I'm going to cut, and the gold is the places where I'm going to score. So I have cut one already, but I haven't yet scored. So I'm going to grab, you could do it on your trimmer or whatever, but I think I find it a little bit easier with my Take My Pick tool. Now I have got, see this little tin, my upline gave it to me, this little tin to me, years ago when we were in New Zealand. And I store all my little extra bits for my Take My Pick tool, because I have 3 Take My Pick tools. I store all my little extras in there. And I'm just going to, where was your cruise to, Heather? Sorry. I'm just going to take this bit out. So it's really easy to take these out. You just twist them, right? And I'm going to grab my stylus tool and I'm just going to use the thin end. No, I don't use this very much, but I'm going to put my my silicone craft mat underneath this. So what I want to do is I want to, how about we start at the left hand side. So I'm going to use my stylus tool to make a score line down there. Then down here. Now I didn't take a photo of this, but I'll do a screenshot. And so I'm also scoring down that bit and down that bit. So the whole thing isn't scored, just bits of it. My screen is frozen. Oh, you went Brisbane to Early Beach. Oh, that's really nice. It'd be nice up there this time of year. Although I was in Daydream Island school holidays one year and winter school holidays, and it was a bit cold. So let's just score across that there. So you're scoring all the way down to the edge. So that's those two meet at 1/2 centimetre up from the edge. And you'll see here, I've cut this here. So it's like little legs, all right? Then we're going to score and part of the reason I pre-cut this and scored it, done all my lines and everything, was because it took me quite a few goes to get it right. And I wanted to make sure that when we were talking that I had it exactly right. So I've scored all the way down the middle, and I'm going to score from this corner here. Now this point down here is 1.5 centimetres. Okay, and it does my head in working in centimetres when I'm working on cards. Right, it really does. It just and then I'm going to score from this corner down to that same point. Now don't worry about my lines because you're not going to see them. Okay, so I'll put my little stylus tool away. I'm going to grab my bone folder. Now, score that one up that way. Score this one like that. Score that one like that. To make sure they're straight. Score that one like that. Is anyone else having fun with their kids and grandkids on the school holidays? Well, I don't know if it's school holidays everywhere. So then, these two here, they sort of fold in, right? So, sort of got to press them and fold them in. So what's going to happen is it's sort of going to go down like that, right? So this bit folds here, and that's going to go down like that. And so it sort of twists when you, so it's pretty fancy. Well, I don't know if it's fancy, but pretty tricky little mechanism, all right? Just hold it. So, because you folded that piece down and you're folding those ones, pushing those inwards, it makes a nice little mechanism there. Okay, so then on this side we're going to do a similar thing. So we're going to push those in, and so then that mechanism goes like that. So you've got this mechanism thing here that is a little bit tricky, right? But trust me, it is worth it. Right? So, does everyone sort of understand what I've done? So I've pushed those diagonal scores in and they twist round and they form this little mechanism. And then I push that, so you've got something like that. Hi Marnie, we're just celebrating my 15th anniversary and I'm making a fancy card and it's called a hide and seek card. And I haven't made one for a long time other than the prototype. So we're going to give it a go. Alright, so when you have got your little thing like this, you're actually going to turn it upside down. Right, so the first thing you're going to do is on this bit here and this bit here, you're going to line those up with the score line and you're going to put some adhesive on them. Now, I would normally use glue, and I'm going to use glue, but it would be, I think that it would be, hi Anita, how are you? Thanks for watching. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I'm being pretty excited. And I was just telling the ladies that our launch party on Saturday is going to be more of a happy 15th celebration than a launch party, and a sneak peek of the new online exclusives that are coming out. So we're putting glue on this bottom section here and we're lining that up just below the pattern paper on our card. Now this is what we call a hide and seek card. Alright. Now we need to wipe off the excess glue. That's great to hear, Anita. I hope it's not too cold where you are. I don't know whether it's cold or hot today. I have been putting my jumper on and taking it off and putting it on. Okay. So then, because we're just going to stick that down like that, then this little bit here, we need to stick this bit down. Okay, so you sort of got to, it's a little bit tricky, you sort of got to fold it so it's sort of going to be where you want it to go. And you're only putting glue on this little bit here, this little flat. Bring, what's that? It's free. Bring on summer soon, yes. Cold and wet. Are you in the southern states or are you... In my mind, I think that you're in central Queensland, but that's probably not right, Anita, so I'm sorry if you're not. Okay, so I want to just pop that so it's down like that. Okay, just pop it so it's down like that. So then when I close it, that little bit's going to flip up How cool is that? That's the coolest thing ever. Now, if you make a mistake and you... Oh, Horsham, Victoria. Oh, that's awfully cold there. Yeah, if you make a mistake and you score in the wrong place, my biggest tip is make the mechanism again, okay? Because it works much better if you haven't got extra score lines, right? Okay. So now, that little mechanism's not too bad. It's not always warm in Queensland, Anita. And then there's the summer. Now, when I cut that with my trimmer, I didn't cut it exactly on the score line. So I'm just going to grab my scissors and trim that down, because otherwise that's going to make me get a bit obsessed with that it's not right. Okay, so we have did have our two little squares. One of them's already done a runner. Oh, don't you hate that? I have everything out properly. Hi, Jody. Welcome back. All right. Got one little square here. So we'll use this one. Now, you can put this on however you like. I'm putting it so that it goes that way. Now, I probably could have used a different paper. So, and I'm making sure that my card is closed when I put it on. I'm just going to open it up a bit. Let's just press those score lines so they're nice and firm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it has been a little bit cold the last couple of weeks, Anita. Look, it's actually been cold enough that my husband, who is a Kiwi, has said it's cold. So he doesn't normally do that, although as he gets older he does feel the cold more. But yeah, I think that it is definitely colder than it has been on previous years. Now, I'm just sticking that on. You've got to make sure you don't stick it to the back. Now, because I've stuck that the wrong way, it's not going to fold. So you need to make sure that it is up. And I'm going to have to wipe off that glue. Let me get my little baby wipes. Yeah, over 40 in summer. Yeah, I can handle 40 degrees as long as it's not humid. Once the humidity kicks in, I just am not a fan. So I've just wiped off that excess glue. I'm just going to try this again. So you need to go upways, right? As I said, I haven't made this for a very long time. I made one yesterday to practice, but okay. So it's going to go. Okay, so that'll be all right. So, and it will be hidden. All right, so the next bit you want to do is you want to put your other bit on here. And if I could find where that went, we would be happy. I have no clue where it went. Stuffy, did you steal that? Stuffy dog is lying here next to me because she's not allowed outside. All right. While I quickly look for that piece, I don't know where it went. And everyone saw me put it together, like, oh, that's so annoying. All right, just pretend that I've stuck that piece on, right? Is it under the DSP at the top? No. No. Oh, goodness. You know, I lost one of my two of my ink pads, and I have spent 4 weeks looking for those ink pads, right? And I mean looking, like we have pulled apart the study and we've done all sorts of things trying to find these ink pads. I did just find some dimensionals I was missing. Anyway, so today when I was in the craft room, I moved a piece of paper and there were 4 pieces of 4 ink pads that had been missing. I know. Isn't that annoying? Does anyone else do that? I just don't believe that just happened. The dog didn't steal it. She's just moved away from me so she doesn't get accused of it. All right. So anyway, we're just going to pretend. What I'm going to do is, for the sake of this exercise, I'm just going to use a piece of white. I'll just cut it down to the right size. So everyone saw it done? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to cut down this piece of white to 4.5 centimetres by 4. So you can see how it works, right? And then I will find it later. Oh, good. I'm glad it's not just me. It's so embarrassing. Like, it was literally just here. Oh, it's frustrating too. All right. So then I'm just going to put it on with a glue dot. If you were doing it, if it was the piece that was supposed to be there, I've just moved everything. That's just frustrating. Anyway, if it was the piece that was supposed to be there, you would glue it down really, really well. See, I can lose stuff even when I just had it 30 seconds ago. That must be some sort of talent. Yeah, well, see, this just makes it real, doesn't it? So then, this one, if you were going to do this, so I'm just putting the glue dots on because it's a temporary fix so you can see. So then you would put this under here, right? So then when it closes up, it's being facetious today. Then when it closes up, it hides, right? So then when it opens, that top bit hides. Now you may need to, this top bit, wriggle it down a little bit so that it moves more easily. So if you see it's sort of catching there, so you may need to trim it a little bit. All right, so then what you would do is you would get your 8 centimetre piece and you're going to put some glue here. And it doesn't matter that I've just got a holder piece. What I want to do is I want to not put any on that triangle, but put some on that bit, right? So it's down this edge and across the top there. Now, Megan, if you were watching, you would see that I'm using what you call the correct end of the glue. And so then when it closes, that's gonna just pop out like that. Okay, and then when it opens, it's gonna move back. So you need to let it dry, okay? And you need to make sure it covers your bits. And it doesn't matter if this bit's not covered, right? You can always do some adjusting. And that's annoying me. So I need to just adjust this bit so that it's not going to catch. So I'm going to move it. What I'm going to do is gently peel it off and move it down just a little bit further so that, because every time you make it, it'll be a little bit different. Okay, just going to move it down a bit further so that it's not catching. And I can trim those bits off, right? Just move it down. And if you have to trim a bit off the end, that's okay. So it was too much to ask that my 15th anniversary card would go to plan, hey? That's better. So just moving it that little bit made it easier to open and close, okay? Oh yes, it'll turn up, Anita, when I finish. Okay. But I was really excited because I had it all planned, how I was going to decorate it. Okay. I'm just going to pop that there for now. Okay, we're going to, then we start, once we've got that mechanism working, so you see how the mechanism works now. You're closing it and that bit's opening, okay? And for some reason, my cardstock's really sticky too. I might have to put something on it. Might have to find it. I have no clue why it's all sticky. Who would know? I've been taking my jumper on and off all day, and I don't know whether it's just because I'm having an over 50s power surge or if it's because it's hot and then it's cold. Okay, so what I've got here is I've got the word celebrate, which I've cut from the wanted to say dies, using the wanted to say dies. And I've put some, Stamping Up has some adhesive foam sheets, so I've put that behind it. And even though it is the same colour, or is a grey, I'm just going to grab, before I should have, grab my, what do you call it? That is a tricky one, but once you've made it, and made it a couple of times, it is, it does look pretty good. You've just got to be very, very precise. I'm just going to ink up the edges of this because I want it to have a bit more definition. And we are going to decorate it. And it was fun. It was fun to make. Except for it's stressful that I lost a major component of it. Yeah. So I hope everyone's having a good week. What's everyone got planned for the week? Anything great? I've cut this out with, again, the wanted to say dies, and I've actually cut it in the DSP. the same DSP as I've used for this one here. So this is how it works, right? And I have to thank Elizabeth for she ordered the My Small Business stamps, and I thought they would be really good. So this is actually going to the lady who was one of my very first customers, who's still a customer now, and I'm sending this to her. And she was a team member for a little while, so she's been around a long time and supporting my business for a long time. So I thought it would be really nice just to send her a card. Okay, so I've got on the back of this here, I have got some, before I die cut it, I put the sticky adhesive sheets. Let's just try and take that paper off, the backing paper off. Now I'm using the hooky attachment for the, well, I think they call it the picking attachment for the Take Your Pick tool, because it's just a little bit finer. And see, we've got our backing paper, so we just gently ease that off. So then I can layer it on my die cut piece. Now someone told me to put, what's that word? Press and seal. But press and seal's a bit hard to get unless you go to Costco, and then you have to buy 3 rolls of it on your die cuts before you take the backing paper off. And I must say it was a great tip, but I should have, and it does work brilliantly. So if you have got some of that press and seal, put it over your die cut before you... Oh no, Glenda, I would not make this as a card swap. This is a special occasion card. Alright. So I'm just going to put the Celebrate in the centre. So this is sort of a... So I have challenged myself to use this country lace paper because it's not necessarily a paper that I would use. Okay, so what I've also got here is I have got some little butterflies that I have fussy cut. So these are stamped using the Labelled with Love stamp set. And it's just simple 2-step stamping. And I've also got a little bird as well. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to put 3 butterflies on my card. So what I've stamped these in is I've stamped them in a mixture of Papercraft and Pretty in Pink and Petal Pink and Peekaboo Peach, because you've got the Petal Pink here and then the Peekaboo Peach is just a bit of a contrast. Oh, you love... Well, these are a nice, easy, fussy cut, Heather. I love the nice, easy ones. I'm not a big fan of really intricate, fussy cutting. And so what I wanted to also say is when you fussy cut, if you do have these white bits that you don't like, and you've got a smoky slate stamping blend or a marker, or light stamping blend, just blend them. Like go over the white with your smoky slate and it looks like it's a shadow. Okay. So I am going to put a butterfly down the bottom, and we've got some dimensionals. Oh, they're in a weird pack. I think these ones were a gift. I think these were a gift from Shani, actually. We gift each other some weird things. Alright, so I'm just going to put my butterfly down the bottom. I've only used one dimensional on that. I'm going to put a butterfly up here, but I'm going to make it really, really flat because I want to, I don't want it to get caught. Ideally, you should just stamp, right? Don't even fussy cut or anything, just stamp. Now, I've got lots of glue on there, so what I'm going to do is I'll just wipe it on my silicone craft mat so I don't have any that oozes out. I do want glue on it, but I want it so it doesn't ooze. Right? My watch is telling me I need to stand up. You're going to press that quite firmly because you don't want any lifting edges, right? And it needs to be able to tuck in. And what you could do, if you get annoyed that that little corner keeps getting caught, just cut it on an angle and cut it off. You can do that. Okay. So when the card is open, we want it to have 3 butterflies on it. So I've got this sticky bit up here. Didn't cut that one very well. Just going to cut some of that little extra white off because I'm not a real fan of. And what I will do once I've got it on my project later is actually go and make sure that all of the white has been gone over with a smoky slate. So I'm going to pop this up here. So I've got 3 butterflies on the front. Now, I haven't got any ribbon on here or any linen thread, and I've got linen thread to put on. Just going to bring this back in and just swoosh it around because I don't want it to ooze out, but I want it to make sure that the whole thing is covered. Okay. Now you've got to make sure when you're doing this that you don't have any bits any embellishments anywhere that are going to impede your mechanism working. Heather, I use the bottom of the glue all the time, and Megan always has a go at me about using the bottom of the glue. I just think it's better. You don't get any lumps. Alright. We always joke about it. Now, I was originally going to use these really pretty petal pink and pretty peacock foil gems. And I still am going to use some of those up here. But I think that we need to bring in some other bling. So I have all my bling in my stored in a Memories and More, and I have almost every bling in the catalogue. I think I'm missing 4, and I'm going to bring out these basic grey and smoky slate pearls, right? Because I think that they will be really pretty down the bottom here. I'm thinking that I'm going to use the smoky slate rather than the basic grey. Just think that they're really, really pretty. I'll pop this one. Got a hair. Oh, yuck. Not even my hair. Okay. I'm going to pop this one up here. And this other little one. It's going to pop. I'll pop it there. No, I'm not. I'm just going to do 2 of those. And then I'll do 3 of these ones up the top. So I've got a nice odd number. Yeah, and I think, Heather, I use the the Ziploc inserts. I got them from Amazon some time ago, Heather. I can send you a link. They are just great. You can get them from Officeworks, but obviously that's a bit dearer. But I just got them from Amazon because, well, years ago, Stampin' Up! Used to make the Memories and More cards. So yeah, but now they don't. So yeah, so then we're just gonna, so we're leaving this bit here blank so that we can stamp on it. Well, almost blank. I'm gonna put my little bird on here since I've already cut it. So you've got a bit to write on. So you need to make sure that the little bird, when his tail isn't going to bend, right? So that's right. Okay. So it's funny how things just don't always go according to plan. Oh, I don't know why I've got all this smudgy stuff on it. I'll be sitting it down with the eraser. See how when you use the fine end, it gets a bit gluggy, like it has that big line like that. Well, when you use the other end, it doesn't. Now, I'm going to pop that there. And I think I do need some twine on it. And I'm going to put 3 butterflies on the inside of the card as well. So one of them's going to go on there. So the lightest one, that one will go on there. But I need to close it up and just swoosh it around like that. And I do like using the Pebble Path instead of black. It's just a little bit softer. Hi Megan. I've been using both ends of the glue tonight. I use the you'll be happy to know I use the good end and the skinny end. And we had a bit of a mishap because we lost a piece of stuff that everyone saw me put together. I don't even know where it went. Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of twine on because I can. I don't have my 10-second bow maker up here. went to your hairdresser. Oh, my hairdresser's got to go and have more surgery, so I have to go to a different one this week. I'm not. She's pretty good, but she's not Sharon. So, and Sharon and I've been going to Sharon for a long time. But it also means when you go to someone new, they don't talk you out of what you want. So Sharon, if you're watching this, I'm going to have something completely different. Oh, well, that's nice and close. Oh, that's good, Megan. You looked human on Saturday when I saw you. Okay, I don't have a 10-second bow maker, so I'm doing a very wonky bow. And I'm just going to pop it underneath my butterfly on the front, just because I think it needs a bit more. No, now I've changed my mind. There you go. So let's just have a look at the original fancy fold that I did. So this was using the country lace and the My Small Business stamp set, which is here. So thank you, Elizabeth, for showing me that. I completely missed it in the catalogue. Alright, so the fancy fold goes a little something like this. So it opens up. And so you'll see it's not perfect. See, it's a bit ratty there. But it's a good start. Okay. And then we've got, I'm still looking for that piece. We've got this bit here, that will be fixed. And I'll take a little video of it when it's fixed. With our, so this is what you call a hide and seek card. Now this isn't a card that you would do for swaps, it's a special occasion card, right? And even though that was a bit of a disaster with how it worked. And so as I said, I made this about 14 years ago. And I had the instructions, but I also found a video by a lady from India who has made something similar. So, but she used exactly the same measurements that I'd had written down. So I don't know where she got her measurements from, but maybe we got them in the same place. So there we go. So that's a hide and seek card, complete with, well, incomplete hide and seek card. I hope that you like it. Oh, did they do that too? They must use the same. We must all look at the same YouTube channels. Although I was just going through my book. I've got a folder that's got all the cards, fancy cards that I've ever made. So there was the double mountain card that Kayla made, and all sorts of things. So there you go. That is, oh, thank you. And look, the hardest part of this is this little template here. Right, and you waste a lot of cardstock, and I struggle with that. I haven't worked out how to do it so you don't waste as much cardstock. But what I will say is that if you get it right and you keep a copy of it, you can really, and you've marked the different, so I've marked all my cut lines in pink. and then I've marked all my score lines in gold, so that then I know just by looking at it, oh, I've got this template, I can use this time and time again. Well, Leah, I hope that you try it, and I can't wait to see what you make. And thank you. It's a nice card. I like it, and it's I do like this one better, much better. This one's a little bit plain for me, and I'm sort of struggling with that, but it was the prototype for this one, because you have to refresh it. You can't just come on and not know how to do that mechanism. Yeah. So anyway, everyone have a fabulous rest of the week. Those of you who are coming to my catalogue launch party on Saturday, well, it's really a launch of the online exclusives that are coming out next month, and in celebration of my 15 years. I really hope that you will join us, those who can, and please give some thought to my request that I made at the beginning of the video, that if in the next 60 to 90 days, if you can help me by either purchasing a kit, stocking up on card stock, or for your Christmas crafting or Father's Day crafting, or taking advantage of the bundle sale that's on at the moment, which goes for the next week. That would be, that's a good idea, Glenda. I could put that butterfly on there. That would be fantastic. And yeah, 15 years is a big achievement. A few times I've nearly quit, and it's been a really lovely journey though, but I haven't quit because I haven't loved Stampin' Up. I've quit because other things in my life, I've wanted to quit because other things in my life were taking my focus away from it. So I'm glad that I didn't quit, and I'm really excited for what the next 3 months bring. So yeah, everyone have a great week, and I will have my video of a few of the things that I love about Stampin' Up and a few of my memories up fairly soon. Okay? Until next time, happy creating, and stay warm, safe and well. Bye for now.